Yo to the community, man. Welcome into the Crispy Captain Show, Behind the Curtain with your favorite Capper series. My name is Chris, or Crispy Captain on Twitter. I handicap sports and provide betting analysis for free. All of it is always free, man. I'm the host of the Crispy Captain Show on YouTube and Twitter, where I analyze sports and teach the gambling community how to be smarter and to be long-term profitable gamblers, man. I'm also a student of the game, man. I've had my successes and I'm pretty open-minded. I'm a pretty open-minded guy. I'm always looking to learn, as most are. So I figured if I was going to learn, it might as well be from some of the greatest, most sharpest minds in the gambling space. I decided to reach out to some of the most successful, inspirational cappers that I've come into contact with, throughout the gambling space, and pick their brains by conducting these interviews to take the audience behind the curtain to learn a little more about their favorite cappers as a capper, but also as a person, man. So with that being said, I want to welcome in my guy, Jay Money, special guest on the show today. What up, Jay? How you doing,
Man,
man?
chilling, man. Hey, we're just trying to get ready for next season. We had a huge season, huge playoffs in the NBA, but getting ready for NFL, college football, and more NBA as well, man. Got to stay on top of it, my brother. But I like what you said about
Absolutely.
staying open-minded. I liked it.
Gotta stay open-minded, Jay. We can always learn from, we can learn from what people do, no matter if they're doing the right thing, and we like, oh, I need to incorporate that, or they doing the wrong thing. I ain't going near that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that ain't good. So yeah, and I'd be remiss, without having some kind of intro for my guy, man. Jay don't not that he needs an introduction, but I'm real big, Jay, on like, giving people their flowers, man. You're definitely someone that, and I know I speak for a lot of people that's going to be watching this, when it drops, but definitely someone that's inspirational in the sports gambling field. You go about your business, you real big on family, but when it's time to lock in and get to this money
Yeah.
based on these sports, that's what you do, man. So I also be remiss without giving a shout out to my guy Sai. Shout out to my guy Sai. When we first got sports gambling legalized in Virginia, which is where I'm from, um, Sai was the one that was going on these YouTube shows and watching people, and he happened to run across you, Jay. And honestly, you've been one of the only shows that actually stuck. A lot of people cap sports as it gets legalized throughout the country. It's only more and more people trying to dabble, right? Trying to
Hmm.
figure out if they can be profitable. And it's so many different avenues. Whether you're just betting, whether you're writing content for people, whether you're doing other kind of content, whether it's digital or whatever the case might be. But Jay has a humongous following on Twitter. He handicaps NBA basketball. I know he's going to be getting into some other sports as well. We probably going to talk a little bit about that, Jay. But handicaps basketball, does a show religiously for the people, giving
Yeah.
out free plays all the time. So I don't want to take too much time in the intro, Jay. I know we plan on doing like a just a tad bit of a quicker show, but um, you know, you know, I like I said, I can't let it go by. I can't let the show start without giving you your flowers, bro, because you've inspired so many people. You've helped so many people win so much money. You know what I mean? Like, and I hope that you understand how big of an impact you have for the average sports gambler, because people taking the MLB season off. And you was on the show yesterday. For the people who don't know, we're recording this on July 27th, and Jay was on. He popped in the live chat on Ronald Kabang. Shout out to you, Capper. Um, Popped in the Ronald show yesterday, and people was already like, "Yo, Jay, I can't wait for basketball season to come back around, bro." Ain't nobody really trying to bet baseball like talking about. They might dabble to keep their mind sharp, or just try to find something to get into. But a lot of people not, they're not handicapping baseball and just betting the large amounts because of the variance in baseball. So
Hmm.
I just want to start with that, Jay. I want to start with that, man. I know you've been behind the scenes getting ready for football season. NFL talk
Hmm.
with Jay is on the way for sure. But yeah, let's get into it, Jay. Question time with Jay, man. Let's take people behind the curtain a little bit, Jay, and
Let's do it.
pick your brain a little bit, man. Let the people know, a little bit more about Jay, because you are extremely professional in your work too, Jay. I think a lot of people would say that, strictly business. You talk about it all the time, and that probably need to be the next T-shirt, Jay. We straight to business. We go straight to
Right.
business. No recaps. We ain't talking about what kind of soda I'm drinking that's beside me. None of that. We trying to get to some money, right? So
That's what the people are here
so
for. That's what they
that's
there
what they
for.
that's what they for. That's what they there for, Jay. So all right. So with that being said, let's get into some questions, Jay. So before handicapping sports, you're a person, right? You're a man. You're a father. Tell the people a little bit about what you're typically doing when you're not handicapping sports. When you're not on the edge. You've talked about it religiously before. When you're locked in and it's go time, you put everything else to the side.
Right.
You're not going nowhere. You trying to stay. You kind of stay in the house. You live this very normal lifestyle where you're not doing a lot. And I would say the same for myself. I think they kind of bode well with each other, Jay. But tell the people what you're not doing, Jay, when you're not watching the game or handicapping sports.
When I'm not watching the game, there's still plenty of info that I could be keeping up on, especially just even with the NBA alone. Obviously, with all the trade rumors and stuff going on in the offseason, I feel like that's what makes a good capper a good capper. Even in the offseason, you still kind of, even if I'm not doing shows, I still have to stay on top of what the teams are doing, what new coaches and new schemes are coming in. So, but outside of capping, I have a couple of dogs that we take care of, and obviously, I'm expecting a child here, so that's been keeping me pretty busy lately. Me doing so well with the capping has allowed me to live a lifestyle where so we can kind of just chill and go shopping or pretty much do whatever because we save our money here. So, but yeah, just chilling with the fam, man. In the off time, I got a 10-year-old son as well, so I've kind of started training some kids. I'm kind of like the pseudo head coach over there for the
Okay.
basketball team. So yeah, I'm Chris. I might have to start me a team up, bro. My son is 10. But so kids that's around his age that play on his team, I try to get like 4 or 5 of them at a time and take them to train and stuff at least once or twice a week. So that's what I'm trying to do to at least pay, pay back to the community and really give some time because these kids, they're not really active these days. So that's what I've been doing this summer, bro. Really working hard with my son and the other teams, his teammates that's on his team.
That's dope, Jay. That's so dope, bro. And I could dive into so many different things that you said, Jay, but that's fire, bro. That's fire, man. Talk about giving back. And like you said, I won't go into too much, but I do want to kind of just touch on one of the things that you said towards the end. The kids not being active, right? They not doing things that we used to do. They sitting in front of a screen, whether that's an
Yeah.
iPad, an iPhone, a TV, a laptop,
Phone.
whatever the case might be. So I think it's refreshing to hear that you outside, or in the gym, and these kids aren't necessarily connected to these devices, but they actually outside engaging, doing physical stuff like dribbling drills and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. That's what's up, Jay. That's dope. So while we're talking about your son playing basketball, Jay, let's talk a little bit about you growing up. You play any organized sports? Jay was
Yeah.
Jay was Jay was there? Jay had a jump shot. Like what's up, Jay?
Bro, I still hoop, bro. In all honesty, Chris, I probably could have, if I had like the family and all that, I probably could have at the very least went to college. I did start to when I was playing in high school. I did start to have some colleges that were starting to look at me. I just didn't take it. I didn't like. I played basketball 9th and 10th grade, and then once it got towards 11 and 12, it started to get real life pretty soon. Like most people don't know, but I had to grow up pretty soon. Like I had to be basically a grown man at like 15 years old, bro. So at that point, like 10th grade, it kind of got to the point where I had to make money and support myself then, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't really go all in for the basketball like some of the other guys did. But yeah, I started playing basketball organized around 5th or 6th grade, but I really started playing basketball. I taught myself how to play basketball like 3rd or 4th grade, bro. But I started playing organized really when I got to middle school, like for the school and stuff. I played football and basketball. So that's where my son gets his shot from. I do think that he was born with a little bit of talent from his dad. But yeah, I still play basketball to this day. Like that when I'm out training the kids, I'm out there training with them as well, just to show them that I know how to play basketball as well. And I think that's better for the kids. Once they see that you can play, then they'll listen to you. It's like, oh, okay, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. So it makes me feel good though to get out there with the kids. But with me, I can hoop as well, Chris. I can show you, man. I can show y'all boys.
hey, if you watch Jay's show, it was some competition going on when they was out in Vegas between him, Ski, and Ronald in the 3-point contest, and you won, right, Jay?
Yeah, it wasn't close. I mean, I hate to pat myself on the back, but it was not close. Let's just put it that way.
Word. Okay, so what about anything else though, Jay? Like, did you run track or play football, any other sports, or was it strictly NBA with Jay back then too?
Yeah, I played football. So when I started middle school, 7th grade, our middle school is 7th and 8th, and I was already playing on a little basketball team in 6th grade. But 7th grade, 7th and 8th grade, I did start playing football, and I played some football in 9th grade as well. I actually ran a little bit of track as well. I didn't run track like with the meets, but I did practice with them, so that made me better. That made me a better football player and basketball player. Just train. That's like what I talked about. Always, even though it's the off season, there's things that you can still get better at. So I'm never complacent. I never get too comfortable. I think that's why a lot of people really like my style, because I'm never really comfortable. I'm always trying to gain more, never really looking at the past or getting comfortable. We're just trying to keep going forward.
I hope the people that are inspired by your story, Jay, have kind of picked up on that, because you'll mention it. You don't go into great detail, but you'll mention that you're never satisfied all the time throughout your show, to the point where you won't even do a recap. You'll go 4-0 and be like, no smiles, no laughs, no nothing. We just on to the next. So I hope people understand that constant grind is needed for that constant grind, for sure,
No,
Jay,
for real.
for sure. So transitioning to just a tad bit, Jay. Well, not almost completely. Let's transition to actual capping, right? Tell the people how long you've been capping, and give the people your story, right? Like, what inspired you to think that, you know what, like, I can do this, and I can do it at a high level, to the point
Right.
where I ain't about to work for nobody. And if my girl want to go shopping, we can go shopping. And
Exactly.
my son about to have the whatever shoes he want for his travel team basketball. Like,
Exactly.
talk to the people about that, Jay. What when did you start, and what inspired you?
Bro, I started betting like around 2011. So I've been betting for about 11 or 12 years now. I'll be perfectly honest. When I started, I actually started doing a lot of parlays, and I was betting NFL. One of my guys I was real cool with, he was doing these parlay tickets. Like, he was doing like 10 teamers and stuff. And he told me he'll bet like 10,000 trying to make 4,000. So at the time, that sounded really good. So I started doing some little parlays, doing little $20 14, 5 picks. Chris, bro, I was losing my butt. Bro. I'm talking. I was losing left and right. I couldn't buy a win, bro. But I wasn't doing one picks, right? I was always parlaying. So the first about 4 or 5 years, it was all parlays. It was all bet small to win big. And obviously, I would win some, but you lost a whole lot more money, because even when you did, it's very rarely that you hit those parlays or whatever. But you're gonna lose a lot more. So at some point, I've been doing shows, been doing video content for about 5 years now. I started with SBR. I was still working a job. And then at some point I was like, man, not even necessarily picks, but just content wise, I feel like I could do something better starting it up my own. So literally started from the bottom with 0 subscribers, obviously on YouTube, up until I got 1,000. Then I could start going live, and then it was on from there. And I really just feel like I started winning, and that's when the people just started following me. It's not, I didn't really I didn't have to advertise myself a whole lot of places. It's really just go in there and do your work, and the people will follow. So I'd say a good about 4 or 5 years ago, I really realized that I could do this for a living. I quit my job. I was like a manager at a convention center. I was working there for like 4 years. I was like, man, screw this, man. And Chris, I wasn't at the point where I could quit a job. I really just took a bet on myself. I went all in on myself, said, you know what? This job is kind of holding me back. I can't, there was all type of injuries and stuff going on while I was at work, bro. I'm missing out on the line and stuff. I couldn't stand it. So I said, you know what? I'm to hell with this job. I'm going all in on this bed, and it's worked out pretty well, my brother.
Damn, Jay, that's inspirational, man. A lot of different nuggets in there that I hope people picked up on. And I was gonna let you finish, Jay, because I don't want to interrupt you. But one thing I was gonna say at the end, if you didn't say it, was you bet on yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely bet on yourself. The biggest bet that you placed was the one that you placed on yourself, and you rolled the dice, Jay. It's working out well for you, man. I don't think it's too many things better than that in life. You know what I mean? And that's not like gambling wise. That's, just having that confidence in yourself that's needed, no matter what it is that you do. You know what
Right.
I mean? You're trying to get a promotion because you work a job and you cool with and you comfortable with working a job. Betting on yourself, you gotta have that confidence in yourself, because if you don't, then who will, right? So I love that, Jay. I love your story too, bro. What about inspiration though, Jay? Like, is there anybody that comes to mind? Like, was there anybody that you was watching, or like a family member or somebody that kind of like lit a fire under you to be like, yo, like, if they can do this, I can too. Like you got anybody like that? Does
Well,
anybody
no one.
stand out?
More of what lit a fire under me was what that I had to, because I don't have any. There's always been like I had to take care of myself, bro. Literally ever since I was like 14, 15. If I wanted something, like really wanted some, or maybe even need, I have to go get it myself, bro. So that's all the motivation I needed. Especially like I had a son 10 years ago, and that changed my whole life right there. I had to start living for the future. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the present anymore. It wasn't about me. It was bigger, more things that I had to live for. So that was all the motivation I needed. I'll tell you though, Michael Jordan is one of my biggest motivations. I don't worship him or anything, but I do think that he was the best basketball player that we'll ever see. And his mindset was a lot different. It's like kind of like the Kobe mentality, the Mamba mentality. These guys just never gave up, man. They always wanted more. They never got comfortable. He just always worked hard and gave it 100%, 150%, man. So that's what I always try to teach my son. Just give it your all. I don't care what you're doing. You could be cleaning the bathroom, man. Clean the shit out of that bathroom. I'm talking about give it your all, bro. So that's a lot of things that I do like in basketball are life lessons, bro. Give it your all, right? Just give it 100%. Hustle. Put the work in. Don't just think you're going to come out there and be good. You got to put the work in. So motivation for me, I would say MJ was a huge motivation factor in my life to start playing basketball. But when I got older, the situations that I was put in, or the people that I had depending on me, that was the motivation. I don't think I saw anyone like really good at betting. It was like, oh, I could do this. It was really just like, I feel like I can make money this way. And like you said, I had to. I was like, I'm not working for anybody else, Chris. They passed me up, bro. I was like the manager, and they kept passing me up for like the head job. That once they passed me up the third time, bro, I was like, that's it. I can't keep working. And I was broke at the time. Being perfectly honest, I was broke. I was like, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna figure something out. I can't work here anymore. And obviously, what I used to get in like 2 weeks, I'm trying to make that in a day now.
That's fire, Jay. That's fire, bro. That's so fire. That's so fire, man. I know we gotta, we gonna keep this one kind of short, but there's so many things I want to say. We'll chop it up later about that. But that's fire though, Jay. That's so fire, bro. Your story, like I said, it's just inspirational. I think most people, if they had a word that would describe, what they take away from you, is just your mindset, and how inspirational that can be. And you talked about how inspirational, Jordan mindset was for you. It wasn't that he was just going out there and killing everybody every single night, but it was that he was gonna kill the next person too. And he was, as soon as he finished with one meal, he was trying to figure out what he was gonna eat the next time too.
Exactly.
Who I got coming up on the schedule next. And I think that, I know that that's something that you take into your captain as well. So Jay, I want to talk, just transition this a tad bit. I want to talk about markets, right? Because it's so many people who focus on player props and they don't like touching sides at all. But Jay is a spread guru, right? Like Jay, if that 3.5, I think it's so many different scenarios that pop into my mind. But the one that I think jumps out the most, Jay, was probably game 1 or game 2 of the second round in the Eastern Conference playoffs this year. And I think you and Shark did a show, so it probably was on a Sunday or something. I think it was on a Sunday. And y'all took the Bulls to cover the 9.5.
Oh, I remember.
I don't know if you remember that, Jay?
I remember versus the Bucks, wasn't it?
Versus the Bucks, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was.
So that was first round, wasn't it?
It was. That's you're right. My fault. First round. Chicago and Milwaukee, and you took the Chicago to cover, and Chicago was getting blasted, but they made that run, that push. What is it about it, Jay, that makes you feel like you want to? Well, I know what probably makes you feel like you want to stick to actually picking sides and spreads, but what inspired you to want to get into it and not like, really worry about like the player props or, the totals or anything like that? Because you'll tell people who come on your show, myself included, I couldn't talk you off of that play.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm riding with. What made you kind of what made that your niche, Jay? Like picking sides and spreads and figuring out if this team's getting too many points or if they're not getting enough points.
Well, I'll kind of tell you a secret. Like I say, where I'm at, it's not necessarily legal. So obviously some of the spots kind of have these parlay cards and they only have the full game size and totals. So if you're only going to a spot like that, that's what I told you when I started betting the parlays. These are the same type of spots. You see what I'm saying? But you can only bet full game side or total. And that's the only thing. You can't bet halftime. You can't bet props or anything. So that's really kind of where I got trained to see like, okay, so this is like, say if I'm betting professionally, right? mean, which you can do props or totals professionally, but I just feel like the highest professionals or the old schools that's been doing it for a while, they kind of just stick to the full game totals or spreads. And so that's kind of where I figure out, because like this, I got to the point where it's like the final score is the only thing that matters, right? So I'm trying to predict the final score. Obviously, it's a lot of more variables, a lot of different things you can do. First quarter bets, first half, I do those too, but I just kind of figured out that full game, that was the best way where I can kind of had the feel, right? Because you're going to give it your all for 48 minutes. You could be down, getting blown out in the first half, like talking about the Bulls, but do they have enough to come back, right? And cover that spread. So I just feel like full game, I like to look at it over the course of full 48 minutes. And that's really how I got started. But really, once I got, I used to play a lot of totals, Chris. I used to try to make a play on every single game. That didn't necessarily work out for me. And it was basically all trial and error. At some point, you're going to try some stuff. You're going to try out it. It's not going to work. Some things are going to work. So the things that work, you keep doing it. The things that's not work, if you're losing money, trust me, you won't be doing it for too long. So the totals, it's just not my thing, bro. I really feel like it is really variance. It is like once you get a system, and you can predict the total, that's why I feel like you can really do it well. You got to look at the per 100 possessions or whatever, but them totals be so fickle, bro. I just feel like it got to a point. I take overs, they missing everything. I take the unders, then it might go to overtime. Oh man, that's the worst thing ever. You have bro, you called the game right, and then it went. So just that type of stuff like that with the sides. Somebody has to win. Let's put it that way.
I love that, Jay. Because if you betting on Boston, for instance, and you scared to take the side, you scared to take Boston to win, but you like Jaylen Brown to go over his point total. Jaylen Brown could get hurt in the first quarter. Not wishing that on Jaylen Brown, of course not, right? But he could be missing the whole rest of the game, and they still win, and your bet don't hit. You ain't get no money for it, even though you picked them to win the game. So yeah, I'm with you, Jay, and I think just the way you cap. I've watched your show for I don't even know how long now, but just the way you cap has influenced me in not wanting to put the same amount of units on my prop bets that I am on my full bets. And like you said, no disrespect to the people who just who thrive in that market, but for me, I'm like you said, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. Does this player have to get this number of assists or rebounds or a combination? Not necessarily for the outcome to be, on their side. So I love that, Jay. I love that.
And
transition.
Chris, I just want to say something real quick too. People that do prop, you got to be locked in on it. So most of the people that I know that do totals, they only do totals. That's what they're locked in on. Like me, I usually only do spreads. I'm locked in on spreads. I don't even look at totals just because I know that's not my thing. And the people that do props as well, if you're locked in on it, you got to know what you're best at. So it was really one of those things that I kind of bet a whole lot of different things, and I figured out that I was best at picking the sides, and so that's what I stuck with.
You found your lane, and it's been profitable for you, so you keep riding in that lane. Ain't no need to switch it up for sure.
The signal light don't even work.
Why? What you trying to get over for? You in a good lane.
Exactly.
I love it, bro. I love it. So long term, Jay, what would you say are your goals? I mean, of course you want to make as much money as you possibly can and smack the bookies up. Shout out to the shirts. Jay City
got the same one.
Let's for sure. But yeah, other than making the most amount of money that you possibly can, Jay, what's your goals, man? Like, talk to the people a little bit and tell them about what you envision, NBA Talk with Jay becoming.
What I've been envisioning lately, bro, because I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. I'm talking about going in a lot of different directions. I envision to make it like an all sports betting. Like I obviously already have a website that I'm starting that has the shirts, but at some point I want to have the shows on the website, and I want to be an all sports website, literally like where I have people writing articles for. I want to put people on, bro. I want to have people. I want to take them away from working. You know what I'm saying, for like companies that's literally paying them pennies and literally put some people on, bro, and spread some wealth around. So I'm trying to have some writers. I'm trying to have all sports content on my website, bro. Like even sports that I don't do, soccer, hockey. I was literally just talking about this yesterday. Soccer, hockey, baseball, all of it, man. Odds on there. But writers as well. I want to get some articles. I want to get this website booming. And one more thing, Chris, I want to create like a class, or like a sports betting class. Maybe not like where it's session, but like a recorded class, and then you know what I'm saying, maybe sell it for a small fee. Just to show people how to bet and go through steps of like a capping process. Some just because a lot of people ask me like, what do I do? And it's kind of hard because it's all up here, but maybe if I put it down like on a series of 10 different you know what I'm saying, episodes or something, and possibly try to monetize that. So that I want to start like a sports betting class and get the website rolling with all sports, my guy.
Hey, that'd be fire, Jay. I think a lot of people, a lot of the people that I've connected with, Jay, that actually stick are the people who are, you know, teaching people how to fish for themselves versus just, providing them the fish. A lot of
Exactly.
people don't have time to sports bet, or they want to learn and they're like, man, it's too difficult. I done uploaded $500. I done lost it all in 2 weeks, 2 days, right? Like I don't know what to do. So
Right.
you know what I mean? So creating that class for the person that does want to, or they envision themselves saying, you know what, like Jay inspired me, man. If he can do it, I can too. But if I could pick his brain or I could pay for his class, that'd be fire. That'd be cool. I'd be so into that. So I think that'd be fire, Jay, for sure, bro. I think a lot of people would not only sign up, but a lot of people would get a lot of value because like everything else that you do, I'm pretty sure that if you do something like that, you're gonna give it 110% and it's gonna be well worth the, whatever you charge for it.
Exactly.
$50, $500. You know what I
And
mean?
it's
So
not, and I want to say it's not just me, bro. You know me. I don't want everything for myself. I'm about putting people on, bro. Like it could
hmm
be me, you, Shark, Ronald, my guy
hmm
knows a guy. It can literally be all of us, bro. We're trying to reach as many people as possible. It's not about the money. We know how to make money. You see what I'm saying?
hmm
Obviously we charging for it. Just I mean we ain't trying to. We already do the shows for free. We got to
for
at least
free.
do some. But in all honesty, we could all put this together. Together, it's not just gonna be one person. I like it to be a lot of different vantage points, bro. So because somebody else might be thinking a different way than I am. We both like the same play, but we got there as two a total different ways. So that's why I like doing shows with you, Ronald, Shark, Friday, everybody, bro. The Wager Talk guys. I'm always trying to learn more, bro.
Absolutely, Jay. We have to keep that open mindset, bro, and learn. And just like you said, not think that even though you're highly successful, Jay, you don't just listen to yourself, right? Like you're always open to listening to the next person to figure out if you could
Exactly.
take something from them or if what they saying is BS and you totally disagree with it. And sometimes you're gonna be
Exactly.
on understanding that you're gonna be on the opposite side of some people that you highly respect as well, because that's a
Right.
part of it as well, right? Um, AJ, we got bro, this been fire, bro. We got like I want to get like two more questions in real quick.
Hey,
So like
however
maybe
many.
5 more minutes, bro. One thing I want to talk to you about, Jay, or I want you to tell a story. I want you to take the people behind the curtain just a tad bit on the craziest thing that you've seen within yourself, right? Like what's the craziest thing that Jay's been a part of when it comes to like sports gambling? Like maybe it's like, putting in this ticket at the last second or the biggest win you ever had, anything like that. Like tell the people like, some crazy betting story. You got, like you said, you've been betting since 2011, 2012. So, 10 years. Tell the people something crazy, Jay.
I probably have a lot of them. I'm gonna think of a little short one. I'll think of a little short one. So I'll tell you this. So a lot of the games that I'll have, like say if I got a ton of money on it, this is just me. And like I say, fine scoring thing matters. But if I got a lot of money on the game, I can't watch the game, bro. So there's a ton of stories. But yeah, the one of the biggest bets I ever had, bro. Me and my girl, we went to where we go? We went to Mississippi or whatever, man. I placed a bet, man. I'm talking about heavy bet. But I'm sitting out there in the parking lot, bro, waiting until it see what happens. See what cash is, bro. I remember it was Boston Celtics versus Toronto Raptors, game 7 in the bubble. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty damn sure. And they took it home, my God. But yeah, I'm sitting out there in the parking lot, just refreshing the phone, just keep refreshing the phone. I'm basically watching the game, but like the score on my phone, and then we end up cashing it. I go back in there and get the cash, man. 40 bands at one
Oh,
time. Yeah, need to. And you know what's crazy? A lot of sports books I go to, they try to make me do all this stuff. Like you put in your ID, your social, all this. This one didn't make me do anything. They wanted my ID, but I didn't have to put my social. But they cashed me out, bro. 40, like a little over 40,000, like 42,000, and then we got in the car, got back to the house, bro.
That's crazy, Jay. I've heard you
Crazy.
tell that story before, but for the people who haven't heard that story, 40,000 on a Game 7 bubble between the
Yeah.
Raptors and the Celtics
Raptors
is
said, I just
crazy.
knew. I'm like,
That's
the
crazy,
Celtics not
bro.
lose. Well, I knew I was already on the Celtics heavy for the series. It shouldn't even went to 7. So when it went to 7, and I know who, and I feel like I'm heavy on who's, yeah, bro. I'm betting, but I don't think I won't bet. I had like 24 on that game. I don't think I'll have another bet that big. Yeah, I
That
don't think so.
big J, yeah.
That
You
was
say
too.
that now. You say that now until you find a spot that you really, really like, and
I mean, I got a
your unit
spot that I
size
like.
go up. Your unit size go up, Jay. So, hey, one day, Jay, I done heard you. I done heard you in videos talking about running up a mill. So,
Yeah,
20,000 might
yeah.
become, unit size eventually if you stay as hot as you are. I don't think you're gonna stay. I don't think that you. I think you have more confidence in yourself than to limit your betting size if you continue to be successful long
No,
term.
for
You know what I
real.
mean? So yeah, so
I'm trying to
I can see that, Jay.
between NFL season, college football, and NBA, these upcoming seasons, like by this time next year, I'm trying to run up a million. Like just
Hey,
in this period from now until a year from now.
run it up, Jay.
Let's do
Hey,
it.
I think that's inspirational as well, bro. That's
We're
inspirational
gonna
for
do it,
sure. So
bro.
tap
I'm
in,
telling you.
man. Tap in for sure. One last thing, Jay. I gotta ask you this question because I think I think your answer is gonna be extremely helpful as far as educational for other people watching the show. What do you think, Jay, has been the 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 biggest lesson that you've learned about yourself since you've been sports betting?
The biggest lesson, never get too comfortable. I'll tell you this. The biggest probably lesson is to never get too high on yourself. Never get too high, but never get too low as well. Because, bro, I'm telling you, when I tell you my life has kind of been like a roller coaster, I'll get up really big and then I'll get too full of myself and literally just go on a losing streak, bro. It's like right damn near, but it's really all in the head, though. So,
Mm-hmm.
one of my biggest lessons is never get too high, never get too low. And if you are getting too low, stop betting. Just reset. I don't care what you need to do. I mean, you can go work a job, do whatever. If you work, hey, just work and don't bet. If you don't work, just take some time off, man. Go, hey, if you need money, drive for Uber, man, DoorDash, do something. But if you're constantly losing and it's in your head to where you feel like you can't win, do not keep chasing. Trust me, guys. I've been there. Usually happens to me in the off season. I'll be feeling like I want to bet some stuff, or I know a little something where I can win, and then you lose, and it's gonna start to get in your head, and you're gonna keep chasing, and you're gonna keep losing. I've been there, man. So when you're high, you're on. It seems like you can't lose, but when you're low, I'm telling you, you can really get low, and damn near lose all your money. You might start betting more just to try to overcompensate for some losses. Do not do that, please. And so even if I don't do it, that's why I try to tell people bet a certain unit size. Keep betting that same thing. That way, if you're losing, you can still manage it a lot better. Because if you're not necessarily betting the unit size, you might try to double up after loss, and then you lose that one. Then now you down 4 times as much money, and it can really snowball. Literally, like I've been there, man. So I don't do that type of stuff anymore. It's all about discipline, Chris. That's why I don't bet baseball, because I know that it's high variance and that's not my thing. So I don't even try to dibble and dab with it, but it's not my thing. So this year I'm really starting to get a lot of discipline. Just chill. If I want to spend some money, I'll just go and buy some shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I'm
Not
not
just
trying to
losing,
waste my
right?
money in the off
Yeah.
season, bro. I usually do that, waste some money. I have wasted some this off season, but I say save your money, stick to what you know, my guys. Never get too high, never get too low, and don't chase.
Damn, that's a jewel. That's a bunch of jewels. And I asked for one, Jay. You gave the people three. That
Cause
maybe
bro,
even four, bro.
that
That's
shit is
love, bro.
important, bro. Cause
It's super important.
I'm heavy on to not get too high too, because you'll get to, oh, I've been winning a lot. Oh, let me put this down, and you might not
Mm-hmm.
even cap the game the same because you like, oh, this shit's easy, so and so. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why y'all, like you said, I'll go in there have a 5-0 day. Guess what? The next show, I'm not even talking about it. Am I happy? Of course I am. But it's just all about today. If I get to thinking about 5-0 yesterday, I fuck around go 0-5 the next day. It happens. So it's really, you can get too full of yourself sometimes doing this, and it happens to the best of them.
Absolutely, Jay. Damn, that's some jewels right there, man. If you miss some of that, because you went to the microwave to grab your food or the oven, rewind that part. You might want to click
Nah, for
back
real.
and listen to Jay talk about that again, man. But this been dope, Jay. I appreciate you coming on, man. Maybe we can even do a part two or something. Or, the NFL
Whenever.
show's coming. NFL shows coming, so we're gonna get, just more, Jay in general. I know people are dying, just to hear Jay cap anything. So the time is coming. NFL season is right around the corner for sure. But at this point, we've come to the end of the show. Oh, before we bounce though, I do want to say, so follow my man Jay. NBA Talk with Jay. He got T-shirts. He got a website. Check him out on Twitter. I mentioned the show already, but yeah, it's about to start back up. I'm pretty sure he's about to lock back in. And yeah, Jay, like I said, I really just I wanted you to come on because you're someone who at the tip top of inspiration. You've been there for me. Probably not even knowing it. And then, we chopped it up. You came into the space and we had a conversation. I came on the show a couple times. We didn't, clearly developed our relationship, as it relates to sports betting. So I'm appreciative of that, Jay. I'm appreciative of your time today, as always. I always say time is the one commodity that we can't get back. We can spend money and make it back, but we can't always get our time back. So I appreciate you, giving me some of your time, Jay. I wouldn't say lending, but I say, giving me some of your time, because that's the one thing that we can't return, man. At this point, we've come to the end of the show. To all the guests, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out the rest of the shows as well. DM me on Twitter at Crispy Capping, 2 P's, 2 N's. If you like to see, other cappers on the show. I've reached out to the people that have inspired me. But I'm cool with doing this content, man. I like being able to kind of take people behind the curtain and, just kind of pick the brain and help people to understand, why people are the way they are. Probably because I got a master's in counseling, but, that's neither here nor there. On your way out, be sure to leave a thumbs up on the, subscribe, turn the notification bell on if you enjoy the content for sure. Hopefully, some more shows coming as well. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and supporting as always in the various ways that's done. Let's keep educating ourselves, getting sharper with our picks, growing, and smashing the books, man. Until next time, good luck on all your MLB bets. If you are playing MLB, I'm out.